I've actually got an entire book
I
called Who
know.
Invented Heavy Metal, right? It's 120,000 words, so it's a pretty long book, and it ends in 1971, right? So it's imagine all of that going into it. But the short answer, it's funny. If I got asked that question, I was told here's 10 different lengths of answers you could give. I could probably fill all of them, right? But to give a somewhat short answer, um, I would say the original building blocks that are at least a minute or two or five long would be Cream and Jimi Hendrix, more so Jimi Hendrix. And then as you intensify up the ladder a little bit, Blue Cheer, MC5, Iggy and the Stooges, or sorry, the Stooges, not Iggy and the Stooges. But then the most important or the correct answer, as I like to say, is Black Sabbath with Black Sabbath 1, February 10th, 1970, right?
Yeah.
February 10th. No,
Was
Friday the
it?
13th. Friday,
Oh
February
yeah.
the
Yeah.
13th, 1970. Um, and then the way that book ends, because I cheat it to get it into 1971, and the reason I do that is because I like to show that Black Sabbath was much more intentional with it than Deep Purple or Uriah Heep. Although Uriah Heep by the end of 71, actually, well, they had Salisbury in there, so they weren't as intentional. And Deep Purple wasn't as intentional because you had Fireball in there, right? So the other part of the answer that I like to say is like, because I like to argue that, to say somebody invented heavy metal, you got to make an album of it, right? So the other thing I like to sort of say is that in 1970, you got four albums that invented heavy metal proper, like for real, for serious. You got two Black Sabbath albums, one Uriah Heep album, and Deep Purple in rock. So you got Uriah Heep, Very Heavy, Very Humble, Black Sabbath, Black Sabbath. Later in the year, Black Sabbath, Paranoid, and Deep Purple in rock. So those four together, because soon as you say all this, everybody says, "Oh, what about the Blue Cheer album, man?" and stuff like that, right? But to me, it's those four.